The session will start in 2 minutes.
We have to wait for joining other students, or we can start.
Yes, sir. We will start.
Okay.
So wait a minute. Ayush is joining.
Other students, please send your message in other your department. That session is started already, and you have to join.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Students, please send message about the reminder in your official, unofficial.
Is college starting offline, sir?
This is the correct platform to ask the question. You.
Right, sir. Ayush has joined. So we will start the session. Apurva, please
Yes, sir.
start the session. Okay.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. So, Dr. from
Apurva, your mic is not working properly.
my audible,
No, no, Apurva.
sir, just a second.
Apurva.
No, Apurva, you are not audible. Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. So greetings from Sandada Patil, College of Engineering and Visual Arts Science. So as a part of efforts to improve the engineering and technology skills of our students, we, the Training and Placement Department, undertake a variety of initiatives. So that our students keep pace with the rapid changes in the world of technology. So one such an initiative is arranging this placement talks. Today we will arrange the uh, placement talk on the preparation for the Infosys placement drive by the Ayush Kumar Maurya. So Rais Mullah sir will introduce about the Ayush Kumar. So, Ray sir, please introduce the speaker.
Yeah. Thank you, Pradeep sir. Uh, I hope that other students, those who have joined this session, they have attended this type of the placement talk, previous placement talk also. But suppose if you are not attended this type of the placement talk previously from our college, then I want to clear one thing that we have arranged this placement talk through the our student only and for the our students. Okay, and for today's placement talk, we have our student who is placed in Infosys as a system engineer, Mr. Ayush Kumar Maurya, and he has placed through the INFYTQ coding challenge that already you know, because I think that you have already registered for the in INFYTQ platform and you have received your slots for the exam. And now Mr. Ayush Kumar Maurya will go through the each and every point about the placement procedure through the INFYTQ and what preparation required for the Infosys placement drive. Okay, so I welcome Mr. Ayush Kumar Maurya, and I would like to call Mr. Ayush Kumar Maurya to present his presentation. Thank you.
Mm, thank you so much, sir. Thank you everyone for inviting me. And good evening, everyone. I am Ayush Kumar Maurya. I In the previous year, I was in the previous year in the month of February, I registered for the INFYTQ exam, and after clearing the two rounds and the interview round, I was selected for at the Infosys for the systems engineer role with the salary package of 3.6 LPA. So just let me share my screen so we can continue. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Yes, we
yes,
can.
yes, sir.
Okay, okay, then let's continue. Each and every company, or we can take as MNCs, all the MNCs or the other companies conducts their placement drive for the final year students. But what Infosys does is it conducts the pre-placement drive for the third year students as well, which we know as the INFYTQ. So they conduct an INFYTQ certification drive for the third year students. uh, yes, so all the third year students can get benefit by this. So what INFYTQ is, it is actually a certification examination which helps you test your skills for the programming and the databases. The languages which are present here are Python and Java. It actually tests your industry readiness, and based on your score, it gives you a certificate which is called as Infosys certified software programmer. So once you clear this exam, you get a certificate which justifies you as you are a software programmer by a Infosys company, which will help you for other interview processes as well, along with INFYTQ, Infosys. But not only it provides you the certification, but if you clear this certification examination, then it provides you interview opportunity for the three roles, which are systems engineer role, which offers the package of 3.6 LPA. Then second is a specialist engineer role, which offers the package of 5 LPA, and the digital specialist engineer role, which offers 8 LPA. So means you will get if you clear this certification exam, you will be eligible for the interview opportunity at Infosys, and the roles offered to you will be systems engineer, specialist engineer, and third is the digital specialist engineer, and their respective packages like 3.6 LPA, 5 LPA, and 8 LPA. and this all opportunity is for the third year students. So in the third year itself, the students can get placed in the company like Infosys. So now we will see the eligibility criteria. Third year students from any branch can apply for the Infosys in this INFYTQ exam. Not only from computer science or IT, students from electrical or ESTC branch or any other branch can also apply for this exam, which is a great benefit for the students. Then Moreover, there is no percentage criteria for this exam, so any student can apply with if they have like a percentage less than 70% or CGPA is less than 6 and 7. Everyone can apply. It is an open criteria, students do not have to worry about their CGPA or percentage, which is a great news for the students. So everyone, please take benefit of this and apply for the INFYTQ exam. Now, okay, so the last year process, which actually I faced, there were three rounds. One was qualifying round, second was the final round, and third was the advantage round. After clearing these rounds, I got an interview opportunity, and after facing that interview, after clearing that interview, I was selected as the systems engineer role. Last in the last year there were three rounds, but in the rounds were qualifying round, final round, and the advantage round. But in this year, as you can see, there are only two rounds: the certification round and the advantage round. Only two rounds are there for this time for this year students. And the difference here is the first one, as you can see, is the qualifying round. This is cancelled. Now only there are two rounds: the final round and the advantage round. The second, which is final round, is renamed as the certification round. So only two rounds are there this time: certification round and advantage round. What benefit here is that this qualifying round had some simple questions about Python and Java, but it also had aptitude questions. Now, as this is cancelled in this year, so you do not have to worry about your aptitude. You can For this exam you can focus on your Python, Java, and database management along with the data structures. So you don't have to worry for this exam. You don't have to worry about your aptitude skills. No aptitude questions will be asked in this year for the INFYTQ exams. This is a great benefit for students. Please apply for the exam. Now registration is still open, so please apply. You have time to apply now also. And so yes, there are two rounds here: the certification round and the advantage round. Now let's see the whole examination process. So once you register for the exam, there will be a certification round. And if you clear this round, then there is another round called as advantage round. But if you don't give this exam, this is an advantage round is also an optional round. So it is not required to give this exam. But if you clear your certification round, then you can directly apply for the means you will directly get an interview opportunity for the systems engineer role. So if you give certification round, and if you clear the advantage round, then directly you can get an interview opportunity for the systems engineer role with a package of 3.6 LPA. But if after the certification round, if you give advantage round, then and if you clear that round, then you will be offered two role, which is specialist engineer role and digital specialist engineer role. Specialist engineer role offers you 5 LPA, and specialist engineer role offers you 8 LPA. And if you in case if you apply for the advantage round and you don't clear that round, then still you will get an opportunity for behavioral interview, and you can get selected as a systems engineer role. So no worry about your advantage round. After certification round, you can give advantage round, which is optional. But if you give that advantage round and you clear that advantage round, then you will get the specialist engineer role and digital specialist engineer role. In case you don't clear that advantage round, or in case you didn't give advantage round, then still you can appear for the behavioral interview uh, and get the systems engineer role, which actually I did. I cleared the certification round. Then I didn't sat for advantage round. I directly gave my behavioral interview and sat for the system and got systems engineer role. But I actually want to tell you that I think I did their mistake. Please apply for the advantage round and apply for the systems engineer, specialist engineer role and digital specialist engineer role. So please sit in the advantage round also. There is no loss in that. In case you didn't clear that round, then also you will be able to sit in the behavioral interview and you can get systems engineer role. So there is no loss in sitting in the advantage round. So please sit for that. Please give that exam also. So yeah, this is the whole INFYTQ process. Uh, Now let's dive into the each rounds. So in the certification round, it can be divided into three sections. The first section is a coding section, which will be based on the language. While you were registering and while you book the slots, uh, they might have asked you a language, either Java or Python. So if you select based on your selected language, the questions will be based on that. So if you selected a Python language, then in the certification round, all the questions will be based on Python. So now, like the section there, it can the exam can be divided into three sections. First of all, the examination is of 3 hours, and there is not necessity to that you have to complete the coding round in 2 hours. The whole exam is combined, so you can switch between any sections if you want. So the examination is of 3 hours. First section can be said as Python hands-on coding. So here, two coding questions will be asked. Then the second section is the MCQ questions based on Java and Python, Java or Python based on the language you choose. And the third is DBMS MCQ questions. So there will be 32 questions. Two questions will be on coding, and 10 questions will be on Java Python MCQ, and the other 10 questions will be on database management system. For the preparation of this coding, and yes, there is a no negative marking also. So please attempt all the questions, however, and so there is no negative marking also. Now, based for this coding, I actually prepared using HackerRank. You can also use any other platform, but HackerRank is a good platform. You can prepare your coding skills there. Uh, Yes, and now second thing what I want to guide to students is that if the students have mostly students select a Python language for their coding exam. So if the students have selected Python language for their coding, please do prepare for how to take inputs. Many students, before this exam actually I have given many online coding competitions in Python language, and I have faced issue in Python that when we take inputs, there are some issues which we actually need to practice before only for taking inputs and how to store everything in a list. Uh, in terms of, if I talk about inputs, please practice how to take inputs in uh, for inputs of a 1D list and a 2D list, because we have always practiced it in C, but we haven't normally coded in that in Python language. So please be prepare for that, because every student, I seldom also face that issue, and many of my friends have faced that issue in examination about taking that inputs. Around every Each student face that issue, and they waste their 15 to 30 minutes to see how to take input properly. So please practice that. Practice your taking inputs in of 1D array and 2D array in Python. And uh, third thing which I want to mention is that uh, for this INFYTQ exam, in the INFYTQ website, there is a sample test available. Please take that sample test, and at least check the be familiar with the compiler, see how the output is generated, what if you can give your own input or predefined inputs are there, check if how the question pattern is there, be familiar with the pattern of the questions, how questions are written, how what are the input constraints, output constraints, be familiar with that, how everything is mentioned in the like exam. Please be familiar with the compiler, because many students face the issue of compiler, uh, and due to that, even if they have built their proper logic and everything, still they are not able to crack a coding round because of sometimes they are not familiar with the compiler, and they get some issues. So please be familiar. INFYTQ provides you sample tests, so please go there and at least be familiar with the compiler, check how outputs are shown in the compiler. If you have, do some error and check how errors are shown there, check if some error comes, then still you can see your output, as Python is an interpreted language. So in the line which you get error, before that you can actually see the code in the output. So please check to that if this compiler shows or not. So it helps in you in the debugging process, see how the whole compiler works. Be please be familiar with the compiler, because many students face that issue. They waste their 15 to 30 minutes actually in only being familiar with the compiler. It's my humble request to all of you, all the students, to please be familiar with the compiler. So when you appear for the exam, you will be familiar with everything. You just have to read the question, and based on your logic, you can code here. So yes, and now the coding questions in which are asked are not that much hard. If you have like already prepared for this coding in hacker rank, or if you have attended such questions, then you will be easily able to like difficulty level is not that much for the coding questions in this round, uh, in certification round, so you can easily crack your uh, coding round here. And yes, the test cases are shown here. So in the examination itself, you will be able to know that how much percentage of the code is done by you. There are test cases available. Yes, so you can know how much of the code you can, if you have cracked the 100% or 60%, that you can get to know from here only. Now the second section is Java and Python MCQ. 10 questions will be asked here, and for if the students have selected Java, then the students will get questions on Java, and if students have selected Python language, then there will be 10 MCQs based on Python. Now, be for this round, be fluent with the basics. Don't have to worry about the complex functions and all those things. You just have to be familiar with the Python and Java basics, which actually it's covered in our college syllabus only. If you just revise all that thing, then it's okay to go. And if my third year students may have been attending training which I also attended in the previous year. If if the students are attending the training, then the portion that was covered in that training is more than enough. You just have to like revise all those functions and all those syntaxes, and you are ready to go. You just have to revise all those syntaxes and everything, but just you don't have to like refer to some different context or anything. That is enough. That the syllabus which are given by our college or the training is enough. You just have to uh, like revise all those things properly. Basics are asked in this round. Now talking about data structures, so yes, you have to prepare for data structures. So the questions are majorly asked on data structures here. So you have to clear your concepts based on data structures, especially about linked lists. And uh, and after preparing your database data structures, please try to code in the language that you have selected. If you have selected Java, then please code in Java language about data structures, because in our college we have learned using C. So but in examination, the language you have choose will be either Java or Python, and questions are asked according to that. So please prepare in that language. See how we create nodes in Java, or how we create a node in Python. Yes, so prepare your data structures in the language that you have chosen also. uh, yes, so this is all about this section. For the third section, which is database management, uh, so here also, if you have like revised the entire syllabus which was in our college, there is mostly no questions about database management are asked. Actually, the questions on SQL queries are asked here. So you have to prepare for the basic queries, especially the group by query, which is mostly asked here. So the questions here will be like that. There will be one table displayed to you, and you will be asked questions. There will be four options. There will be different queries, and there will be a table shown to you, and some question will be given that you have to retrieve so and so rows. So which query will do that? And like four queries will be given to you, and you will have to select uh, from that four options the query that will actually give you the result output. So one type of question is like that. uh, and the second will be like, in the question you will be given a query, a complex query, and then you will have to predict the output. In the options there will be given tables, and you will have to select from that table. So this like two types of questions are there on DBMS. So yes, so this is all about the certification round. And for the advantage round, there will be three questions based on coding. This exam is also for the 3 hour. And one thing here is that you don't have to give the exam in Java or Python. Actually, you are open to give this exam in other language also. So you can give your language in C and other languages also in the advantage round, and it is purely coding round. The questions here, so the examination is of 3 hours. And one thing here is that there will be three questions, and all the questions do not are not having equal weightage. So like, please be prepared that if you there can be case that one question will be of 35 marks, and the other question will have the weightage of 125 marks. So like that things happens. Questions are not do not have equal weightage. So try your maximum to crack all the questions. And the level of questions which you will see here is little tough as compared to the certification round. The questions here are tough. So you have to prepare for that, and the best way to prepare for that is, uh, please go on the HackerRank website, or there are other websites like CodeChef. The best way to prepare for this type of questions is by practicing your codes. You may have been attending the trainings, so from there you learn all your syntaxes and everything, but how to use it properly, how to build logic, for that you please go to the HackerRank website or any other coding competitions, and try to build up your coding skills there. So yes, so this is all about the INFYTQ exam. Mm, so thank you. If you have any queries, I can answer to that. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, Sahu, you can ask the question directly.
Yes, sir. Actually, in the certificate round, is there any like a Python or Java is or any option is available like C or C plus plus?
Just wait a minute, 1 minute. Please ask your question again.
Yes, sir. Actually,
Actually,
in Python, like in certification round, and there was only Java or Python option, or we can select another language.
no, no. There is in for certification round there are only two languages. One is Java or Python. You have to select from either of the language only. It's a compulsion. While you were booking slots only, they might have asked to choose between Java and Python.
Server C++, like in CodeSafe and Code Forces, most of the students use C++ for solving competitive coding, like in competitive coding. So
Huh.
is it working in like jobs and all, or we have to learn Python?
No, for for if you are applying for any other company, then it's okay. But for in this for applying in the INFYTQ, you have to uh, prepare in Java or Python.
As Ayush Kumar said, all the student must have select their language while they are booking their slots. So if the students have booked already their slot, so might be you have selected the language from Python or uh, Java. Is it correct, Ayush Kumar?
Yes, sir. In the advantage round, you can give your coding in any other language. Based on you can select a C or anything. At the time of examination, you will be asked which language you want to choose, and you can select a C and or any other language also. But for the certification round, either Java or Python is compulsory. Yes. So
Sir, and which framework should we learn as for a front-end development, like
uh,
React.js or any suitable framework in this industry?
like for INFYTQ, like like for this examination, there is no necessity to learn any frameworks or anything. After you got selected, they will actually give you proper trainings and all about that. For this examination, there is no necessity to learn any like frameworks or anything.
Yes, sir.
Just you have to clear your basics, and after you get selected in the INFYTQ exam, it depends on your projects actually.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So there is one question in chat box.
So while training the trainers and that quant also will be there in yes, as I said, there are aptitude questions asked, but it was asked till the previous year only. From this year there will be no aptitude questions for in this year there will be no aptitude questions. They have like cancelled that round, qualifying round. In the qualifying round, the questions were asked about aptitude, but it is not the case here. This for this year they have only one certification round, and you will be asked questions based on database and Python and Java and data structures. There will be no question of aptitude this in this year. uh, Please share your interview experience. This is for the third year students. Third year students who will be passing in the 2003 batch are eligible. Then, do we have individual passing in coding questions and DBMS? Yes, every questions have their own weightage, and there is a criteria that percentile of 65%. You have to crack that 65 percentile criteria, after which you will be clearing the certification round. Yes, there is a weightage of every questions. The coding round will have more weightage as compared to the MCQs. Yes.
No, Ayush Kumar. Actually, I think that they asking question in that.
Total 65% is for the total. It is a total percentile criteria
Hello, sir.
for the certification round.
Hello.
Yes, Sahu.
Yes, sir. Actually, if I clear this exam, so it's for only for the system engineering role or specific engineering role, digital space engineering role, or what for like if I want to go for the like cyber security or machine learning, so it's not for it, huh?
No, no. Actually, the systems engineer role and all those things, systems engineer role is a common role, and so if you crack this exam, then you will get these three types of role, and then afterwards you will be allotted projects. Then there you can get projects based on cyber security or machine learning or based on your projects. But at this stage, you will be selected as systems engineer role or digital specialist role and specialist engineer role.
Okay.
Yes. uh, what are the basic topics that we should prepare in Python? In Python, be clear with your concepts of first of all, about data types, dictionary data types, and all those data types. Then clear your basic functions. Clear your prepare for the classes. Questions on classes are asked, and if you when you will prepare for classes, simultaneously prepare for the data structures. See how nodes are built using classes, how nodes are created using classes. Be prepared for prepare your classes concept, object oriented programming concept in Python and as well as in Java. And like learn your be prepared in the basic functions, list methods, various string methods, and all those things. That is enough for cracking this certification round.
Ayush Kumar, there is a one question from YouTube channel that sir, any tips for Java? So some
uh,
as for
what
the Java.
what, sir?
Any tips for the Java?
Okay, okay, for Java, okay. So be prepared, as I said, for the Python. In Java also, please be prepared with your object-oriented concept. And along with this, these are the actually the two things. Two types of questions are asked majorly in the examination. First is the object-oriented programming questions about class and objects. They will like modify questions accordingly. To check your object oriented programming concepts about like inheritance, polymorphism, and all those things. And the second thing is majorly questions are asked on data structures here, so you have to prepare for data structures in Java language. That's all. Very basic questions are actually asked on that.
Hello.
Yes, Kishan Lal.
Yeah, I wanted to know you did 4 internships in web development and database management.
uh,
I just wanted to know your experience with it.
Actually, I didn't have done four internship. I have done two internships. First internship I did was on PHP and MySQL database. The company was in Bangalore. It was a work from home internship. So I learned
You
there.
did this in first year? Sorry to interrupt.
No, no, I did in the third year itself in the month of January. I did my first internship in the month of January, after which in February I applied for the INFYTQ exam. And the second internship I did with the college. The you all may have attending the training which is given by our TPO section. So that training itself provides you with internship. So the second internship that I did with was that our training, our campus training. Yes. So what is the package Infosys is offering? So as I said, there are three kinds of role. First is system engineer role, which offers you with the package of 3.6 LPA. The second is specialist engineer role, which offers you 5 LPA, and the third is digital specialist role, which offers 8 LPA. These are the three roles which will be offered to you if you clear this exam. Can we still get opportunity in the final year also? You can appear in the final year also, but I'm not sure about that because it is specifically mentioned in the in FITIG website that this is for the 2003 batch students. It is clearly mentioned there. So anyone have any doubt?
I think the question has already covered. Ayush Kumar, your presentation is very good, and I will add your contact number if you don't have any. If you don't have any problem,
No, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can add, sir.
I will add your contact number in Infosys 23 group. Okay, 23 group is there, WhatsApp group. I will add your contact number so students can ask any query if you have if they have faced while their exam, and you can solve their queries if you have time. Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, students have any doubt? So if you have any doubt, please ask. Okay, and sir is sharing the number of Ayush Kumar, so you can directly contact him. Okay, so
No, no, please don't send a personal query on personal contact. Actually, you if you have any query, then ask in group only.
okay, okay. So I think all the doubts of the students has cleared. So now we will move forward. So, dear Ayush Kumar and all the attendees, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to our student, Mr. Ayush Kumar Moria from the computer department. So the webinar was good, and I think all the doubts regarding to the Infosys Drive and the TQ exam, so that will help our students to clear out the uh, placement drive. Okay, thank you, Ayush Kumar. So, very best of luck for your future endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me such opportunity. In the college itself, it I was able to guide my fellow students. It is a great honor for me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the students, and best of luck for your future endeavors. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Ayush Kumar. Thank you, Rais sir, and thank you all the students and the staff those who are present here. Thank you.